What's up, guys? This is Fear Dragon with copyrighted music and Cyan. What's up? How's it going?
It's going really good, dude. It's just so exciting to be here, man. I can't believe I'm here.
Yeah, so for those who don't know, Cyan does lots of interviews. He does writing content for a couple organizations, right?
Yeah, well, I'm freelance, so with the writing stuff, it's kind of whoever wants to pay me money, and that can mean like a lot of different things. But the most consistent place where most of my stuff is Esports Heaven. So yeah.
Yeah, you've basically done a bunch of really awesome stuff. And you are definitely one of like the big up and coming content creators in the community right now. So this is like your second event, your second esports event ever, right?
Yeah, yeah. This is my second esports event ever, and the first one was just in September. So it's like it's really crazy. Like it's happening really, really fast, and so much adjusting and learning on the fly at these events, like how to do things and stuff like that. And I mean, so much learning in general because I am formerly, very recently, just a fan, and it's crazy. It's insane. I'm lucky as fuck, I guess. Can I swear?
Yeah, you can swear.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I'm lucky as fuck.
Nice. So tell me about so first of all, you already went to, because I mentioned this is your second event.
Yeah.
The first event you went to was WCS Montreal. So tell me about that. Like, what was it like for you? Because you were in that sort of, I don't know if it's a unique position, kind of unique position where you've been following StarCraft for a really long time. And then you finally, after like years of following StarCraft and getting involved in the scene, you got to actually attend an event and see everyone you had known in person.
So like, before I get into like the actual how the event was, I was so lucky to get to go to that event too. Like, the only reason I got to go to Montreal was because Zombie Grub headed up an initiative to gather funds to send me to Montreal, and like I can't even describe. Like I don't want to name names, and I don't even know. Maybe I don't even know everybody who's involved, but like Zombie Grub headed up, and everybody who helped me out there is just like I cannot describe. Like, this community is insane. It's insane that is something that people would do for anybody, and for me, it's so cool. But like, to the question, it's weird, you know. Like, I've been watching you, for years. I had been watching you for years before you and I were like talking and kind of counterparts, and like the people who were at that event, like, oh man, there's that player who I've been watching for years. They're just there. Oh, they're coming over. Oh, now we're having a conversation, and I have to, act normal. This is weird. And it's like, it's crazy.
Fanboy's hard.
I don't know, man. It's not like a fanboy thing. I don't really think that there's a lot of fanboyism like left in me for very much of anything like StarCraft related, like, which isn't like a knock. It's not like losing passion or anything, but like, it's just hard to act natural in situations like that, and hard to be cool. It's hard to explain because it is these people who are a big deal, and you want to make a good impression. You want to come off in a good light, and it's a lot of pressure, and it's tough.
Yeah, I know what you mean. You're better than me. I definitely still fanboy. I definitely still just like kind of eyes agape, like, oh, that's Artosis right there. Yeah.
I still have a little bit of that. Like, I mean, just the other night too. I mean, especially walking around and seeing some of the people who I really, really big deals. Like, hey, can I just like shake your hand real quick there? It's still super cool. So
Awesome. So that's a little bit about, I guess, like both WCS and even your BlizzCon experience. So the other big thing is that you not only broke the story about it, but you got to attend the summit for 2017. So as someone who has talked about like vocally in your YouTube content and everything, like, you've expressed a lot of opinions. That's actually something that you do a lot of, is like you do a lot of your own like content where you express opinions and talk about topics. What was the summit like for you from like a broad perspective? I know you can't give details.
Yeah. So it was really interesting, like, getting to attend this thing. This is the first year that I haven't written about it, because like the first year that it happened, I wasn't like doing content as a dedicated thing or anything, but I wrote a Reddit post that was like, hey, all these people are in California for something mysterious. And I made like a big list. I did a big like Twitter hunt and social media hunt, like on all these different websites. And then last year I did like an ESH program or story, excuse me. It's like almost different from what I would expect, but not different at the same time. Of course, it wasn't going to be like, like you don't know what to assume. In very broad strokes, I feel like having seen the community summit happen as a fan, and then having seen the community summit happen as a content creator, and then talking to some of the people who attended the community summit last year as a content creator, and like getting to hear their thoughts and things like that, I feel like both times after the summit, there's been like this wave of almost like maybe relief isn't the right word, but like good positive vibes coming from people coming out of the summit and like, oh yeah, this is good, we're doing okay, everything's fine, it's a good spot right now. And I totally get that this year. Like that's 100% like it's good, It's not like I don't think you could possibly walk out of this and be like, wow, this is terrible. Everything sucks, everything's horrible, there's nothing good going on, like it's just not possible. So it's cool like having the 3 different experiences there and kind of seeing them all line up like that. Yeah.
Awesome. So without giving specific details, what would you say is kind of like the thing that you are happiest to find out about? Not like the specific thing, but from a broad perspective, what were you really happy and what was like the most disappointing thing?
Ooh, geez. So I think the biggest thing is some of the stuff that they're going to be revealing at BlizzCon is crazy. It's so crazy, and it's really good. Like it's just really really good, and that's going to be so exciting. Like I can't wait to see Reddit.
Would you say they're going to shit their pants?
Oh no, I would never dare. No one should meme that hard. No one should meme that fast. Yeah, and like there's always going to be naysayers too, but I'm excited to see that. I'm excited to see how you could possibly naysay.
Sorry, I got super distracted. We have like a random take walking in the background.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh no. That was actually.
He's maybe gonna be in the camera shot. Okay, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, there he is, right there.
This is one of the people that I fanboyed over. Actually, this is one of these. I'm sorry. I just need to shake your hand real quick. That was one of them. But yeah. Like I'm excited to see the Reddit thread for all the positive vibes, and I'm excited to see how people could possibly turn it into a negative thing too, because I just don't think that anybody rational could. So that's great. Disappointing things. I mean, it's tough because like it's really hard to levy criticism sometimes, I think, because you don't want to give a bad impression to the people who run everything, like, and I want to make this the thing that I do. I want to be in esports. So it can be really hard to voice criticism, even constructive criticism, because you don't want to step on any toes in the wrong way. And I'm a paranoid person. I'm a really paranoid guy. So that's something that I kind of worry about. And I think that maybe in some of the discussions, this is actually like a personal disappointment thing. This isn't even like in some of the discussions, I feel like I could have spoken about something like just thinking back, like, oh man, why didn't I raise that? Like things like that. Like that's just like a personal disappointment thing. In terms of like what they talked about, I got so derailed there. I don't know why I went on that. That's not what you meant, even like a little bit. That's
no. That's actually a really perfect example. I think things that. Even like even if it's just a disappointment, you feel like, oh, I wish that I had like conducted myself differently, because I think it could have been more productive. I actually totally sympathize with that. I felt the same way.
Yeah. In terms of things that were talked about, there were a couple of points that I don't think that I agree with in like the line of thinking. It's nothing that I can talk about, but I disagree with the line of thinking that's the approach that's being taken, but I can understand where they're coming from. It's just a matter of trying to convince otherwise that like, oh, that's cool, but this, like trying to go the other direction a little bit. I don't think that there's anything off the top of my head that it was blatantly like, oh, maybe there was. I don't know if I can talk about it. Yeah, there was a point that I thought was like, this is just blatantly a mistake. And I don't know. Yeah, I'm sorry to be so vague.
I'm glad you're being vague, because otherwise I would not be able to put this up.
Yeah. but there was only one point, right? And that's pretty good. It sucks that I guess there is a point where it's like, this is just kind of blatantly a mistake, and that's in my opinion, and I think in a lot of people's opinions, maybe, if you agree with me and you're a good Cyan fan. Just take my word for it. No, I don't know. Like, I think it was a really, 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 really good thing overall. Like the state of everything is super encouraging.
Awesome. So, kind of final two topics I want to talk about. First of all, BlizzCon is coming up, so I got to ask you some questions about like BlizzCon. I got to ask you like who you think is going to win, who you're rooting for, and all that good stuff.
So, innovation can't win. Innovation's not allowed to win because he's the favorite, and that's never a thing. The favorite never wins. Are you kidding me? I think like realistically, Hero and TY are totally players who can absolutely win this tournament, and I can totally see that. Either one of them. I can't pick one. But in terms of players that I'm rooting for, I am rooting for TY. I really like Splice a lot. I am rooting for Hero. I really like Root a lot. Root is like part of why I'm here. And I really like Elazer. I think Elazer is just a cool guy, just a chill dude. And he's a Zerg, and I'm a Zerg. And it would be really, really cool if after last year, like having had the run back with Dark, beaten Dark this year, and to make it super deep, like finals. If he could be finals, wouldn't that just be the most amazing storyline after the 2 years combined? Ooh, if he were to win the whole thing, that would be a crazy thing too. But like, Elazer's probably who I'm pulling for the most.
I'm actually surprised by that because I really expected you to have a super different opinion on this.
Boo. Boo.
Sue is who I'm referring to because I know you're a huge fanboy. So.
Yeah. No, I mean, I kind of forgot about Sue. That pun makes me want to forget about everything. But yeah, like Sue winning everything. I take it back. I think I might be rooting for Sue more than Elazer. Actually, I actually just forgot about Sue. I don't even know why.
Must not have cared very much about him.
I guess I'm just a fake fan, a fake geek boy. Yeah, if Sue could win, that would be the strongest storyline. If Sue
the strongest storyline would be Elazer wins when Sue gets another second place.
Oh no! Oh, if Sue gets second place at this tournament, I actually might cry. Like it might happen. I'm not like a super weepy person at all, but it might happen.
I'm pulling for it.
You're an awful person. You're actually terrible. How could you actually pull for that? That's like heartbreaking.
Because I want the story to continue. I want him to work for it for years. I want at least one more year of second places.
No, if Sue comes second place, then I think he's probably just gonna quit.
No.
Keep going that long. No, dude. No, he has to win. It's time. He's ready.
No. I mean, do you know how long like Yellow and some of the other like Kongs and the Kong line have worked for those second places?
I don't care though. I care about Sue and his well-being and his happiness, and he deserves happiness. Okay, I want him to be happy. Yeah, Sue is definitely who I'm cheering for the most, actually, and I think that would be the strongest storyline of anything to come out if it actually happened.
All right, cool. And one kind of final topic that recently came up, it is actually somewhat related to BlizzCon. It's in the idea of sharing content. And this is relevant because Team Liquid's Ollie recently wrote like a huge Road to BlizzCon stuff, a bunch of really actually great articles, but long reads, and kind of actually he made some comments about it and was pretty upset about, I guess, the reception he got from it, not just from the community, but also from a lot of like other content creators and stuff. So you as not only just like a general content creator, you're a writer as well. So what were your thoughts on that kind of stuff?
That was really interesting. I agree with a lot of the sentiment that he put forward. I think that the conversation should probably be about the way that the community interacts with content, and not just written content, all content. With the changes on Reddit, where you can see the views on a post that you've made now, it's like we always knew Reddit was for lurkers, like by large, and that's fine. Every community on the internet is like that. I would really, really like if StarCraft could be different, you know, I'm not in favor of like, oh, well, everywhere's like this, so it's fine. I don't like that kind of mentality. Like, if we can do better, we should do better. And I think that we should do better. As a passionate, close-knit, smaller esports community, I think that we have the opportunity to do better. People interacting with content does so much. If a post on Reddit gets like 20 upvotes, that's like maybe like a YouTube post, maybe it's like 100 views, right? If you push that to 50, now it's 300 views. That's a big deal for not that many. And it's just a click, you know. It's not a comment. I don't need you to comment. Just click upvote, you know. If you liked it, if you enjoyed it, I mean, it makes a huge difference. Then once you get into the hundreds of upvotes, like thousands of views, it's crazy, crazy stuff. So I think that's where the discussion should probably lie. In terms of community people retweeting and sharing and things like that, I won't say that I don't know where Ollie was coming from with that. I don't want to claim that. Like, I can see where he's coming from, but I also don't really agree with that sentiment. Personally, like when we were talking about WCS Montreal, like I was brought there by community people, you know. There's been so much like reaching down to help pull me up, like for me personally in esports. It's incredible. I'm so amazed and thankful and lucky. So I won't really pretend to know or agree. I know where he was coming from, but I don't think that I agree with his sentiments in line with that. I also think that when it comes to writing is probably the least rewarding thing that I do on a moral level. It's not like my main thing. I consider myself to be like probably mainly YouTube, so I'm fine. But like writing a piece of content and putting it out there for the community to consume, not a lot of people want to consume it. It's hard to consume writing. It's not something you can throw on in the background while you do other things. You have to really sit there, dedicate the time to consuming that piece of content, and you intellectually need to put your brain on turned on mode, you know, and think about what you're doing. So I think that there are a lot of barriers to entry for written content. And I think maybe we're at a point in esports where maybe it's not really that viable anymore, which is kind of crazy to think about, maybe, because it is such a staple. But I don't know. If I had to choose between writing a piece of content and filming a piece of content, and I could do both, like, no problem, I'd probably want to video it. The only thing with the thing with writing for me is that it taps into these publications that can add a lot of legitimacy to my name, and it gives me some money, right? And that's pretty important, like some payback. So it's a big conversation, like it's a lot. And I commented in the thread, and I was like, man, I feel you. And I think that if the community were to just interact more, and it's not about like stroking my ego or anything like that. It really isn't. It really is not. Although that's important too. That just is. I'm sorry. It's nice to have feedback, and it's nice to, you know, yeah. But anyways, like if 50 people consume a piece of media and 5 people interact with the media to even just like upvote, downvote, I don't know. I just think that that's a little unfortunate, and that's just an internet problem everywhere, kind of. But that's really what I was thinking about when that post was made. It's a big discussion, you know, it really is. So I understand all these points, and I don't necessarily agree with all of them, and I don't necessarily disagree with all of them, I guess. It's such a huge topic. But in terms of, like, content being shared by content creators, I have to just, like, I got to go out there and say, man, like, I've really been, like, lifted up a lot by the people who are at the upper echelon of StarCraft. So, yeah.
Cool. I need to ambush you with at least one kind of interesting, controversial question.
Oh, God.
So that was it. You made it through.
Oh, okay. I thought it was about to get worse.
So Ray's recently made a comment saying that you, oh man, I'm actually putting myself on the spot here. Something of Elo. Anyways.
I like Rays, so he would never do that, all right? And I know that for a fact.
All right. Well, thank you so much, dude. Do you have any shout-outs as well as call-outs? You have to have at least one call-out.
Oh, my God.
You can do shout-outs to Buy Time.
Okay, all right. First off, shout-outs to you. Thank you so much for doing this interview. This is super cool. I appreciate it a lot, and it'll help me out, too, if people are interested in watching. Shout-outs to you for watching and for actually having some degree of interest in...
Don't point at the camera. Pointing is rude.
Finger guns at the camera. Yeah, thanks
that's
for...
actually just really offensive in America.
Wow. These memes. Almost had me. Anyways, yeah. I got to give really big shout-outs to Katz and Lycan and Joe Laguidis. They are the people who really, really, like, when I was actually literally nothing and nobody, just somebody with a YouTube channel, really did a lot to help me a lot, and still do, you know, like, to a large degree. Cass Marshall, Raqueen, mentor of mine. Drexen, another mentor. They're great. They help me out so much. Jess, Zombie Grub. Like pretty much everybody in StarCraft who I've interacted with, everybody's been so pleasant and so wonderful. Like it's so crazy. So I got to give just a broad shout out to just the StarCraft people, and shout outs to my Discord, because I have a Discord and people just hang out there, and I think that's the coolest thing. That's
active.
It is active. That's so cool. Like, A, I have fans. That's insane. That's the coolest. B, they hang out in my chat room. That's so cool, dude. That's like, that's so cool. It's not like many, but still, like, it just feels nice, okay? I'm a big nerd. Yeah, I think that's my shout-outs.
All right, call out.
Ooh. What does it even mean though? Like, am I like?
Call out? You gotta call someone out.
On what? Like, do I say something dank they did or something?
I mean, you gotta call them out in the sense, like wrestlers would call someone out. It's like, hey,
fight me, IRL.
The Rhino will not take this sitting down.
Oh man. All right. Dank Shrine, Toast, Seeker, I'm calling you out. Somebody actually, I can't remember who it was, but somebody the other day, I was talking to Toast. We were just standing there, and somebody came over and was like, "Aren't you guys like rivals?" Because you guys, I think it was Loco actually. Loco was like, "Don't you guys like produce the same kind of content? Like, don't you consider yourselves to be like enemies or rivals or something like that?" Like, I can't remember what his wording was, but like, no, check out Dank Shrine. I encourage that. They're cool people too, and they also do the similar kind of content. So
check him out, because then you'll realize that Cyan is better is what he's trying to say. He's saying he's not intimidated by the competition.
Do you want like an actual? Okay, here's an actual call out. I think that I do the best interviews in StarCraft. I think that I do. I will claim that. I'll be that cocky. I'll be that asshole. I think you have to have confidence yourself, right?
Are you calling me out?
Yeah, maybe I am. I don't know. Who's to say? Is this an interview? Is it in StarCraft?
I mean, I'm actually okay with that one, because I actually do think that you do better interviews than me. Your interviews are like a work of art, man.
I put a lot of work into the long form interviews. Like, I dedicate like a whole like 12-hour day to just researching back stuff, and then the editing is anyways. But no, I excuse me. I think that what you're doing is like super cool. This stuff, I don't get to do this stuff with this, like the camera and everything. I don't get to do that. That's amazing.
Super casual, low effort. I'm not going to edit this at all kind of interview.
It's cool that it exists, man. And again, like check out Dank Shrine. And oh no, I forget his name. Oh no, the Team Liquid guy.
Ollie?
No, not Ollie. He's like
Hayoka?
No, he's not actually,
Wax Angel?
He's not actually a Team Liquid guy.
I'm just starting to name people that aren't on Team Liquid anymore.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I don't remember your name. Oh.
Bisu Dagger.
I actually don't remember his name. He's from South Africa. He's been interviewing a couple of people recently. Anyways, like there are people who are trying
worse than you at interviewing. Go on.
There are other people who are like trying to get into that field, and to try and produce like content like that. And I mean, if you want to do that, you, the audience, if you ever think that you want to do that and you need some advice or anything like that, hit me up. I've tried to help a lot of people with that actually, and this guy too.
Yeah. Don't take advice from this person. He keeps pointing at the camera. That's like number one no. That's like really offensive in America. That's extremely offensive in America.
Yeah, but I'm Canadian, and most of my audience is definitely international. So, you can't solve. No, wait. You can solve all of your problems with finger guns. Okay, it's a true meme.
Thank you all so much. Thank you all so much for watching. This is Fear Dragon and Cyan. See you guys next time. At Cyan Esports, capital S Esports.